All right, took off the sweater and back to the shirt. It's getting a little heated up in here. Heated for more than one reason, because it was getting a little heated, a little hot under the collar, because we've been adding so many variables to represent our balls. It's getting out of control, right? And so this is why we're going towards classes, because this idea of code pumping is getting ridiculous. And it's hard to kind of keep things together, right? We're going to have, all these variables are ball 1, and we know that because we have a 1 at the end of them. And all these variables are ball 2, and we know that because they have a 2 at the end of them. But nothing stops us from accidentally using velocity 1 in ball 2, or center x1 in ball 2, right? It's nothing is protecting us from that. And so human error can come into play, especially as we get more and more variables. And every ball we add is what? 6 more variables. 3 balls is 18 variables. Can you keep 18 variables together in your head? You can barely keep like 5 numbers together in my head. So let's talk a little about the ball. So what are we talking about when we talk about a ball in this context? Well, what we seem to be representing a ball as is a position, and then we also want it to move, so a velocity, right? And so we have a position, and we get the next position by adding the velocity every update cycle through draw, okay? So 60 times a second, we might say if our velocity is 2, we're adding 2 pixels in the x direction, right? And whatever pixels in the y direction, depending on velocity x and velocity y. So we need a position, right? And our position so far has been center x and center y. Okay, good. And then we need a velocity, right? And so far our velocity's been velocity x and velocity y. We also need a width and height, right? We've been doing them as an ellipse, so we could say ellipse width. Well, why don't we just call it? It's a ball, right? So I'm gonna call it ball width and ball height. Okay, and so those are our 6 variables, all right, that we've so far used for our ball. And we haven't varied width and height, but we could. Every time you hit the side, you could make it bigger. In fact, we can do that today. That'll be fun. All right, so then what else? So these are our variables. Okay, so this is our variables that we've been using to represent the ball. We've been using to represent a ball, okay? And the other thing I want to think about is, what are the actions the ball has, okay? So what can a ball do? Well, let's think. Here, what are the basic actions a ball can do? Okay. Well, actually, let's do that in a video below. All right. So let's not a video below. Let's ask that question, and then let's come back and talk about it.